Good morning, everybody, and welcome. It's lovely to see such a full house. I'm Jane Turton, Chair of the Royal Television Society and Chief Exec of All Three Media. Welcome to the Royal Television Society Convention, London Convention 2022. We last met, believe it or not, in person in 2018. It feels like an awful lot has changed. We were talking then about consolidation, good or bad, scale, good or bad, streamers, good or bad, and the accelerating pace of change. And I think we may well not be prophetic, but let's face it, we were right that the pace of change has certainly accelerated. Lots and lots has changed, and I think we'll probably hear about that over the next few sessions today. One thing, though, that has been constant is the importance of our medium, of television, to society, I think, to the economy, definitely, and actually to the people in this room, which is something we should probably acknowledge. How many millions watched the Queen's funeral, the lying in state, the accession of our new king? How many people relied on television during COVID? How many people watched England last night playing football on Channel 4 against Germany? Millions and millions of people turn to television every day. So I think we should celebrate that, but I think we should also look forward to a conference that will pick up a lot of more provocative and contentious subjects, I'm sure. And so I'm going to hand over now to Priya Dogra with an enormous thank you from the Royal Television Society to her and to Teresa Wise for all of the work that's gone into today. I will introduce you now to Priya. She is the MD and President of Warner Brothers Discovery for EMEA and is the convention chair for this year's RTS conference.
Morning, and thank you, Jane. It's a great honor to chair this year's RTS London Convention. This event is renowned for bringing together people from across the media industry to set the agenda for the biggest ideas and the most important issues of the day. I hope you'll find the program we've put together with the help of our amazing advisory committee and the wider RTS team does justice to this tradition of thought-provoking debate and discussion. We at Warner Brothers Discovery are thrilled to be the principal sponsor of the convention. It's a real privilege to have the opportunity to engage with all of you for the first time as a new company, born, of course, from the combination of Warner Media and Discovery earlier this year. Although I should stress that we're not new to the UK, which has been an important home to us for more than 90 years. Today, we have thousands of employees across the country producing a wide range of different content for our own channels and services and those of our partners. That's everything from blockbuster movies like Fantastic Beasts and the hotly anticipated Barbie, to high-budget TV dramas like House of the Dragon, which attracted record audiences for an HBO show when it premiered last month. It also includes much-loved kids animation like Gumball, made by Hanna-Barbera Studios, addictive reality shows like Richard Hammond's Workshop on Discovery+, news from CNN, and coverage of the biggest sporting events on Eurosport and now, of course, BT Sport. The title for this year's convention is The Fight for Attention. This is a battle we are all familiar with. For over a century, film, television, and other forms of media have been fighting for people's time and money, responding to challenges from new technologies, and trying to create and secure the best content. Today, the fight is more intense than ever. Streaming services are competing with linear channels for viewers and content. Other forms of entertainment are challenging the supremacy of television, especially amongst younger audiences. And entirely new technologies like the metaverse have the potential to disrupt the industry further. Against this changing backdrop, many of the traditional labels that have long been used to define different parts of our industry no longer seem so relevant. Most of us are seeking to engage consumers across multiple platforms and devices, generating income from a variety of different sources. Warner Brothers Discovery is a good example. we are at heart a business that invests in great storytelling of all kinds, both for ourselves and for our partners. We bring those stories to audiences in many different ways: cinemas, linear channels, streaming services, and also through games, experiences, and consumer products. So the fight for attention is a complex one, fought locally and globally across different media, in which we can be competitors and collaborators simultaneously, and where the results play out over time. For regulators and politicians, the challenges are equally acute. When the world is changing so fast, how can future regulation support a thriving creative economy and allow consumers to benefit from a wide choice of high-quality content? So in our sessions today, we want to examine what the fight for attention means from a number of different angles. For consumers, competition has brought an explosion of choice, with more services and more ways to watch than ever before. Audiences have embraced these opportunities, and viewing habits have changed forever. But is that choice also creating more confusion and frustration? And does competition necessarily mean lower prices? Something that will be front of mind for many families through the escalating cost of living crisis. What does all this mean for the industry? Over recent years, increasing competition between services has driven record levels of spend on content. But the changing economic outlook has led to predictions of an end to the so-called age of peak TV and the beginning of an era of financial retrenchment. How should we respond to these challenges, and what does a winning strategy look like in this environment? These are questions I'm going to explore with leaders from Disney, Paramount, Sky, and Google on our first panel session of the day. With the new Broadcasting Act on the way, we can be sure that there will also be a battle over what politicians and regulators are focusing on. Subjects like the future of the license fee, privatization of Channel 4, and the regulation of online harms have profound implications for the whole industry, not just the organizations directly impacted, and will form an important strand of our agenda today. We're delighted that Lord Grace will address us this afternoon in his first public platform as chair of Ofcom. We'll also have the chance to see Amol Rajan quiz the leaders of our biggest public service broadcasters about their perspective on these issues and why the changes in the sector. While policy and regulation are important, we should never forget this is a creative industry and that great content is the key to success in the fight for attention. Creative talent sits at the heart of Warner Bros. Discovery, so I am thrilled to be able to welcome Baz Luhrmann today. With blockbuster films like Elvis and The Great Gatsby, Baz is a great exponent of how to reinvent classic stories to make them fresh and relevant for a new generation. I'm also excited about the panel we have on unscripted content, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which is going to test our knowledge of global formats. This is an interactive session with audience participation, so please do download the RTS app. Details of how to do this are in the program. Of course, television isn't only about entertainment. Recent events remind us that fearless news reporting is vitally important to society and democracy. So I'm very pleased that my colleagues from CNN will join us to discuss the challenges of providing trustworthy information in an age when they must fight for attention with sources of misinformation. We'll also hear about the creative and commercial opportunities that are possibly just over the horizon with the emergence of new virtual worlds in the Traveler's Guide to the Metaverse later this afternoon. While many of us associate the RTS with first-class conferences, it's important to remember that the RTS is an educational charity. And the money it makes from bringing us together at events like this funds bursaries and other ways of supporting young people into our industry. This is vitally important work and something we care deeply about at Warner Bros. Discovery. So I'm really pleased to be able to welcome some of the RTS bursary students who are with us today in the audience. They've contributed to a revealing set of films, which you will see throughout the day, giving us an opportunity to understand the views of the next generation in the industry. In addition, we'll be showing you an exclusive preview of 3 short films created for the Black Britain Unspoken Initiative, a partnership between Warner Bros. Discovery and the Media Trust. We believe that diverse perspectives and experiences, both on and off screen, are critical to business success. That's why we launched this initiative, which aims to give an opportunity and voice to Black filmmakers who we know continue to be underrepresented across director, writer, and producer roles. The films we'll be sharing today are made by 3 exceptional filmmakers who are with us in the audience: Richard Ampe, Talisha T.C. Johnson, and Sheila Kayuma. They will then be showcased on Warner Bros. Discovery channels in the UK in October as part of Black History Month. I hope you enjoy them as much as we do.